My guests are seated. I have Gabriella Tetteh, who is a spokesperson for the part of the communication team for the NDC. Gabriella, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. It's good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
All right. And I also have Amma Frimpong, who is also a spokesperson for the government communication team. Good morning, Amma.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. Good morning, Gabriella.
All right. So fantastic. We're going to have an interesting conversation this morning. Basically, the first story we want to get into is on the ending political vigilantism. And the NDC refuses to sign roadmap. I'm going to read the story from the Finder newspaper. And on page 5 of the Finder, the story here, excuse me, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, has refused to sign the final roadmap to ending political vigilantism in the country. According to the NDC, the working document on the roadmap is incomplete and called for more stakeholder consultation for better outcomes. The opposition party took the decision at a ceremony to endorse the final document yesterday. A member of the NDC delegation at the dialogue, Alex Sebefia, noted it is only through a broad consultative agreement that will make a meaningful document. The view of the National Democratic Congress, I quote, is that the signing ceremony is premature. We do not think we have exhausted all the possible issues that are required to have a meaningful document that we can all work with. All right. Now, let me come to you, Gabriella. Why I understand the comments that Alex Sebefia made, his issues with the fact that we need more time, or you need more time to address some of the issues. Give us the details, because as far as I understand, you've had several months of consultations. You had opportunity to also write to the committee to say what your issues were if you had grievances. Why wait till the ceremony, the final ceremony, to outdoor your grievances?
Well, good morning once again to your viewers. Basically, I want us to put this in context on using a case study approach to it. Let's take Ayawaso by-election and the events that happened at Ayawaso. On that day, we were supposed to have an election. So the location of the event was actually a polling station. On that day, that school was no longer just a school. It was now under the domain of the state, vis-a-vis Electoral Commission. Okay. All right. They had their men there. Mm-hmm. They were coordinating the security there. 2, the men from national security that came, they were not political actors. They were state actors operating on behalf of national security under the supervision and control of somebody, a state actor. So now I've listed 2 state actors in this case study.
Yeah.
Now, if you call for a dialogue, some communique, some agreement, and you ask the political parties to come and sign on to a roadmap, you leave out the other actors that could possibly be stakeholders in any electoral dispute, should any electoral violence occur. That is not...
When you say leaving them out, you mean they were not required to sign?
They are not required to sign, but it's important that they also sign.
Okay.
Because having just 2 political parties there saying that, well, we agree that moving into 2020 elections, we want to have peaceful elections, so we're not going to encourage vigilantism and all that, all well and good. It's all rhetoric. At the end of the day, you have to practicalize it. Laws will not pop off their shelves and come and be implemented by themselves. Communiques will not come by themselves. There always has to be an implementation process ongoing.
Okay.
You need police, the Ghana Police Service, because they are responsible for interior security, at the table.
Fair enough.
They're also not
But do they have to sign before they apply?
They all have to sign because you're in agreement with the state. This is a national security issue.
Okay.
With a broader context, it's actually a national security issue. So national security also has to be there to sign up to it. The Uganda police has to be there to sign up to it. Electoral Commission has to be there to sign up to it. That we all agree. Currently, we have a problem where people that are considered to be vigilantes have been recruited into our security system. So even if you have a case where you have your political actors at the table sign up to this thing, but one party has been able to infiltrate the system and planted its men already in an official setting that they can use against an electoral system, an electoral process. When they come, you say, oh, well, it was the police that acted. But at the back of the police acting, there were people who were actually linked to a political party who were being used by the system. You know, during the Ayawaso recommendations, the short committee recommendations, they actually asked that one of the recommendations was that they review the recruitment processes of the Ghana Police Service. Another recommendation also was that the national security hierarchy had to be restructured because there were too many people there. Now, if you have so many people who are giving out orders at a time, today is the national security advisor who's ordering. The next second, the Minister of State is the one pulling the plugs. The next minute, it is another coordinator who is calling the shot. So within that national security setting, you have absolutely no idea which of them is actually issuing orders. Now, you want political parties, or the NDC, to come to a table knowing very well that this arrangement is actually incomplete. So for us to have any meaningful working document, the roadmap is a working document. For us to have any meaningful working document, we do need electoral commission. Okay. We need all those state actors at the table.
So, Gabriella, give us a reasonably comprehensive view. What do you need to put your pen to paper? What would the NDC need to be sorted out by the council to put your pen to paper?
They're ready to put pen to paper on condition that we have, as I've mentioned, the Electoral Commission also sign up as guardians of this roadmap. We need the national security, as I've mentioned, and the Ghana Police Service, all of them coming on board to agree that this is what we've agreed on, all of us. Even if the fault comes from NDC, once we've all accepted that the security have their role to play, whatever decisions they take is understandable and accepted. Okay. If it's NPP, I believe that the same holds true for them as well. But the state has to be the one that takes control of this. This is an idea of the Peace Council, right? This is an initiative of the Peace Council. Yes. But beyond that, before you can even actualize it from a bill to an act, you definitely have to have some state input in it. And the NDC thinks that this is the time for us to sit and have all these things mapped out and agreed. Then you can move it on to the processes to become an act.
Okay, so
and everybody signs up to it.
So Gabriella, I mean, what beats my mind is why you didn't table any of these to the Peace Council before yesterday?
No, actually they did. But apparently, the NDC leadership, as part of the IPRA, the Inter-Party Resistance Against the Voters Register, has been very, very busy this past few weeks. So they did have the draft, but I think it didn't get to the committee on time. But it does exist. They did send it. I heard on radio yesterday that Kakra Samoa sent a soft copy to one of the members of the Peace Council. He mentioned it on radio. I think it was Citi Radio, one of your stations, I think.
Citi FM?
Yeah, Citi FM. Really? I think because I was listening to Citi and Joy.
If an email is just a click of a button. So I mean, when the council it's not aware of these things that is happening.
But as an individual, don't you actually think that this thing is premature?
I think that the people at the table, you had the opportunity to do your jaw-jawing and back and forth and all that, and you did not table your issues before the Peace Council in time. Then you waited for them to announce there's a ceremony coming on and all of this, all the fanfare and everything else. And then there at the ceremony, you now say, we are not signing. I'm not sure that's actually a very fair tactic. But
it still doesn't take away the fact that, well, perhaps if the Peace Council had also sent a draft earlier for them to see what was inside, probably they would have told the Peace Council to hold on with their signing. Perhaps that also didn't come on.
You had some time when the draft was sent, wasn't it? Anyway, let me come to Amma. So, Amma, what do you make of this? The MPP has stated, and I'm just going to read very quickly, just here, the New Patriotic Party is disappointed at the NDC's over the refusal of its executives to sign the final roadmap on ending political vigilantism. The NDC had said the working document is incomplete, and I had called for further stakeholder consultations. The General Secretary of the MPP, John Boydu, was, however, not enthused with the NDC over the decision. The roadmap was not sprung on us. This is what he's saying. We were given the opportunity to give our comments months ago. I am disappointed at our colleagues at the other side for not passing their comments to the Peace Council.
I'm disappointed but not surprised at all.
Why are you not surprised?
Because
I'm surprised.
Okay.
How come you're not surprised?
Because we've seen snippets of vigilantism being manifested through your you said workpene, that's the word you wanted to say, the yempene demo that happened. If workpene, we won't agree.
Okay.
I mean, if you have a look at the video of Chief Sofo Azoka outside the Jubilee House, you'd know some of the vigilantism we are talking about. Political vigilantism doesn't necessarily mean somebody clubbing someone or someone being extreme, killing someone. Even being...
What is it that you saw that leads you to think that...
We've heard... I've seen the video. Yesterday, there was a demonstration where they were going to present petitions.
Yes.
You haven't seen it. Maybe
I know they did the demonstration.
Yes. Maybe afterwards, Citi TV can show it, and then you can have a look at it, of a sample of a typical political vigilantism. Yesterday,
no.
I'm saying that there are extreme. There are different ways.
I'm saying that. What is it that you saw in the demonstration that leads you to think or assume that they are interested in vigilantism?
If EC doesn't do as we say or what we want, there will be bloodshed in this country. Whose blood are we going to shed?
Who is she quoting?
Oh, you want me to show you Namwale, or you want me to give you some joy?
Let's move forward.
I'm just saying something that's been said by a member of the NDC, former MP La Dadekotopong.
Okay.
We've all heard about the processes that the Peace Council initiated. As with every working document, it's given to the parties involved. You go and study it. You add your own. You take out what you think is not needed. You bring it. Most roadmaps go through some. I've seen some that have gone through years just to get to the stage where everyone is in uniformity. I don't think the Peace Council will just get up and spring a document on you and tell you, sign it. No. They've worked hard at it. They've gone through processes with all relevant stakeholders. I mean, you can add EC, you can add Ghana Police, you can add NCC. I had all these stakeholders. But the two main actors here that we are talking about, and everyone knows, is MPP and NDC.
Yeah, but the point that they are making, and I think...
It's just an excuse.
No, I think I would agree that it makes sense, is that if there are several actors involved, and fair enough, there's two main actors you're talking about here, but all other stakeholders involved should have their signatures penned. Otherwise, they don't have skin in the game, as it were.
At the end of the day, what are we hoping to achieve? They are hoping to achieve that the two main political actors who have been involved in series of issues or series of cases here come to an agreement that, no, this is not what we want. This is not right in the system.
Yeah,
we need to get it out.
But is that enough?
Would that
be enough?
If we do not agree to it, if we don't want that, why are we then meeting to talk about it? I mean, it's easier for someone to say, look, okay, I've heard you, I know what you are talking about, this is it, yes, you say it, I don't agree, I'm not coming, I'm not making an effort at all. But both sides have sat down. You've had time to read it. That's why you are supposed to add on to it or give views. But if you are saying that because we've been so busy with a demonstration, we haven't had time to go through it, it means you are not placing serious emphasis on it. You are not taking the whole issue serious.
Well, that's fair. But then my angle is, from this, I'm quoting here, 4 of those recommendations that were given, 22 recommendations given, 4 of the recommendations relate to political parties, right? 18 of the recommendations belong to others, namely government, NCCE, civil society organizations, the Electoral Commission, etc., right? None of these are signatories to the document. And I think it's a fair argument.
But we understand that. I understand that none of them are signatories. What I'm saying is, for how long have you known that none of these actors are not signatories? Did you just find out on the morning or on the day of the signing? Or you've known this way before, but you decided that, no, I'm not going to talk about it with you through an email or through a WhatsApp, but rather wait for every one of us to sit down and there's a document there and you start saying, no, I won't.
So you think their act was mischievous?
It was seriously mischievous. I've just seen a position by the Catholic Bishops' Conference that are also upset, saying that any political party that does not agree or sign on to it, they would not be in a position to receive them or talk to them or anything like that. Because bear in mind that they've taken time of their busy schedules. This issue of political vigilantism has got to a point where everyone is saying, okay, enough is enough. We all know that is not a good thing.
We will come back and continue. Don't lose your train of thought. Viewers, let's take a short break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. And remember that the show is interactive. So use the hashtag BreakfastDaily, and the WhatsApp line is +233 550 5858 Let us hear what your thoughts are on the show. My name is David Kwaku Sakyi. All right, so Amma was giving us her thoughts, and let's go back to her and then we'll continue. Yes.
Well, bottom line is the New Patriotic Party as a political group, we have shown commitment, we are focused on it, we are intent on making it work. We will make sure that the issue of political vigilantism in our elections or in any issue does not occur, or even if it occurs, to the barest minimum. I think going forward, the NDC as a political party should also show good faith, prove to Ghana and the world that yes, they want it to happen and they are committed to it. There's a journey of 1,000 steps, as they say, begins with, or 1,000 miles begins with a step. The Peace Council has shown the way. We do not even need the Peace Council to come to us and tell us what we know is wrong or right. We need to ensure that it does not happen. And I think that the MPP has shown the way, and we are clearly going to ensure that it does not happen in election 2020 or any elections in Ghana.
Well, it must be very convenient for you to say that you've shown the way, because you have the power of the state apparatus in your favor. The accusations that you have some of your former vigilantes have transmogrified into national security personnel.
The leader will not be pleased with you.
Well, I mean, you know, the truth of the matter is it not convenient for you to say that, well, we've shown the way, we've signed on, you know, when we, from all accounts and from the the commission on the Ayawaso West Wogon incidents, it looks like people in the national security who were known, in the past to be...
It's very convenient to sit here and say that it's only one political party that has recruited known party of members into the national security
That's
apparatus.
why I'm making reference to the fact that you
the
have
people
control
that are
over the national
recruited
security
into
apparatus at this time.
any security agency in Ghana, as far as I know, they go through a process. People are not just picked up and put in there and said, Amma, go and work for them. It does not work like that.
Okay,
Even if it is a known party person.
Who else? If it's not only one party.
And there are two political parties in Ghana. Just because...
No, there are not. There are many others.
There are two major political parties in Ghana. Just because Party A is in power now and it's come out that certain persons known to the party is in the national security or is in any security apparatus, does not mean that when Party B was in power, they did not recruit. Every party that comes in, there are recruitments that happen. In security, in civil service, in any administration. So if there's a vacancy and it's being filled and people apply and the party person gets the job, it is also a Ghanaian that has gotten the job.
A Ghanaian, but a special type of Ghanaian.
There are no special types of Ghanaian. Every person
I'm not a vigilante.
You are not a vigilante, but you are a
Ghanaians who have been known to see.
You would know. I am not in government. I have not.
But you work for government. You are just spokesperson.
I don't work in a place where I recruit vigilantes into a national security apparatus. And it's not maybe when you were in government, that's what you did.
Okay, so are you saying by what you said, are you admitting that the government has recruited party members?
The government has recruited Ghanaians into security organizations. First and foremost, the government has recruited Ghanaians into security.
Not party members or vigilantes.
Are they Ghanaians or not? That is the question I'm asking here. If I am a known MPP person,
I think you are.
But first and foremost, I'm also a Ghanaian.
Yes, but
so if I'm recruited into a job and I'm an MPP person, no, I'm not. If I'm recruited into a job, I'm an MPP person. I'm qualified.
Do you know there are Ghanaians in prison?
Of course.
Yes. So when you say you have recruited Ghanaians, that's making light of the issue. I am asking specific types of Ghanaians who have been recruited into a security services.
Are there specific type of Ghanaians?
You have to recruit people who are
if people are recruited into a security agency or even into any capacity, and they come in and their CV says, I am NPP, so recruit me. Is that what is said on the CV? Or when there's a job specification in a dailies, does it say on there you have to be an MPP or NDC member before you qualify? No, it doesn't. I mean, we all know people. Some typical example is the Ayawaso Commission. When people were called in, someone sat on national TV and explained how he got into a job. He did not deny the fact that he wasn't working there prior to the MPP being in power. He gave what he was doing before the MPP came into power. He also mentioned that, yes, he had been trained.
Okay.
He didn't just say that when I got in, I was just handed over to a desk or told to go here. He went through training. If we are going to insist or say that maybe the training was not enough to qualify the person, that's also another issue. But to punish people or to seek to punish someone, for lack of a better word, because his or her party is in power and they've gotten a job, so it doesn't make them qualified, or it means that they went through a backdoor process or something like that. For me, I don't think it's fair. I believe that as long as the person is a Ghanaian and they have shown commitment and they are able to do the work, there's nothing that bars them, irrespective of party or color or anything like that. Yes, maybe they got into it knowing that because my party is in power, I'm more confident going for the job because I know that my party is there. It happens.
All right, fair enough.
If for any reason, today, not today, but if in the very far future, a new party comes into power and the work I'm doing, they are not going to ask me to go and communicate on their behalf. They won't do that. Common sense will even tell me that I should withdraw from doing that job for government because it is not my party or it is not my government. And they won't even ask me to go and speak because they know where I'm coming from, which is very, very common and which is known.
All right, so we have, you didn't add your name to this. I wish you had added your name to this. It says, a message here says, good move by the NDC. If the president can overturn the Emil Short Commission's report, what's the relevance in the NDC signing? Okay, so please
David,
kindly add your name next time.
When a report or a commission is set up, we all know that government has also the right to accept or reject certain parts of the report. It doesn't mean that they should take it wholeheartedly. The president or the government...
You know why a commission is set up, though?
To get into a case, find what exactly happened and set recommendations
and you know why
for us to
the
work
commission
on.
is made up of eminent people, right?
Yes.
So then, if you don't trust
it doesn't mean you don't trust them.
People
in the commission's report, I think the first statement from the after the commission's report, the government's response, I can't remember, but it did say, it gave a reason of why the people were put there. And it said on there also, as I'm not reading verbatim, but we appreciate them, we respect them. The fact that you respect someone and you've put them there doesn't mean everything they are bringing to you is kosher.
All right.
Can I please take a final bite on this matter?
Very quickly.
The NDC is a very peaceful party. As a matter of fact, during the Ayawaso by-election issue, it was the NDC that withdrew from that election. On that day, the young man who slapped Honorable Sam George, he did not send a message to them. The message he sent to everybody was that this is the prelude to 2020. And that was a state actor. All right? A national security operative. At the Ayawaso committee, when they asked the Ghana Police Service about the background of the people they recruit into the police service, they themselves gave the criteria for recruitment. You must pass your SSC to be able to qualify for the Ghana Police Service. You have people who, even the police service itself has come out to complain that they can't even sign their own signature and write their names. Everything has been hand-printed. That is the problem with protocol.
All right. Okay, let's move on. It's there's a lot we can keep talking all day, but let's move on. All right. The next topic we want to discuss is about the missing Galamsey excavators. All right. Let me read the story from the front page of the Daily Graphic. Missing Galamsey excavators, 6 busted. The Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service has arrested 6 persons, including the suspended Central Regional Vice Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Horace Eko Ewusi, over missing excavators and other equipment seized by operatives of Operation Vanguard. The 6 suspects who were arrested at the Bilimpe in Accra on Monday have all been placed in police custody, assisting the police in investigations. The suspects arrested are Frederick Ewusi, Joel Asamoah, John Ahin, Adnan Haruna, and Frank Jan. Okay. The story goes on to say they were arrested for their alleged involvement in the disappearance of some excavators seized from illegal miners. After the arrest, the 6 were taken to the new washing bay at Tema Committee 1, where they were alleged to have kept 34 of the excavators. All right, let me start with you. What's going on here?
I was just checking something to see if the special prosecutor had found government official one, but he's still working on it, I'm sure.
What's that got to do with
I'm just checking something here, you know. That's very important.
Let's deal with it.
Oh, definitely. That's what I'm coming to. But I also thought that government official one had been cornered, so I was going to get the breaking news.
There's no need to go there.
Let's
go.
Environment Minister.
Yes, go ahead.
Professor Frimpong Boateng, the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, granted an interview and said 500 excavators had disappeared from wherever, a compound or somewhere where they were different areas where they were supposed to be kept. They couldn't account for them. When President Akufo-Addo was sworn in, one of his major fights was Galamsey.
Yeah.
He mentioned what steps he wanted to take to ensure that even if we don't rid our water bodies of this canker, we are going to minimize it. There was a committee set up to ensure that this didn't happen. And there was a military component of it as well, Operation Vanguard, that was supposed to go in there and ensure that it didn't happen, or places that had been earmarked or people knew were hotspots were guarded. I believe that every Ghanaian supported this move. In recent months, we've all seen, I've gone past the PRA, and you don't need a soothsayer to tell you that Galamsey is back. Because once the water starts showing, the water itself will give you the signs that it's back. So it means there's been a systematic failure somewhere. People that have been entrusted to do the job have failed.
Yeah.
I'm very sad about that. I'm very disappointed about that. And I'm worried. Because Sekondi Takoradi Metropolis have had issues where the Ghana Water have come to say they are not able to even filter the water or the needed gallons per day because of this issue.
The silt. Yeah.
It doesn't just affect people living in the areas. Because the PRA serves this whole metropolis down to a certain part. So if Ghanaians ourselves, we are harming each other, that's very bad, that's very sad, and that's very disappointing.
Okay, so
especially when the president made it his one of his number one issues.
Now,
secondly, excavators that get missing.
Yes.
We all know what an excavator looks like. It is a huge equipment that gets moved from, even if you are moving it from this point to this point, it's very obvious. 500 of them cannot just disappear. I mean, it is, I don't even know the word to use. Professor Frimpong Boateng, once he mentioned
isn't it an indictment against the president?
That's what I said, that for a president that placed premium on this particular fight, if this is what's happening in the fight, this is supposed to be the fight against Galamsey, and if this is what the fight against Galamsey has brought out, then it means that the people that the president brought in and trusted to come and ensure that this fight is won or, cut down to the barest minimum, along the chain somewhere, something has gone wrong, not went wrong. For it to go wrong for a period of time that the minister has to come out and say he can't locate 500 excavators. He mentioned I saw a publication on Ghana Web or one of these websites that Mr. Ewusi is a licensed auctioneer who was contracted to ensure the safety, or they didn't have a bigger site to keep them, because anytime they confiscated them, they needed a safe and secure site to keep them. So as a licensed auctioneer who had a site, he was given responsibility to keep them until Ministry of Aviation gave them a safer and one place to keep these excavators. It's now come to light from CID statements from somebody else. I saw another one who said he was a henchman, a middleman or something like that, who had been given responsibility of ensuring the alleged sale of these excavators. So basically, the people that were supposed to keep them also turned round allegedly and were selling them back for people to go into the Galamsey again. Cost 90.
Yeah.
I'm happy that the police have suspects in custody now. The suspects, yesterday, they took them to a site and showed them 34 or something from in Tema. So if they know where the rest are, they should kindly take if they've been able to give us 34 minus 500, we have 460 something left. They are the people who were giving the responsibility of ensuring its safety. I believe that if 34 have been shown now, it shouldn't be difficult for 460 something to be shown to us as well.
Okay.
And as I always say, our laws, there's a law for every single thing in Ghana or every crime in Ghana. Ghana police, you've arrested them, you've shown us who the people are, irrespective of being an MPP chair or irrespective of being an MPP chairman or anything like that. A crime has been committed, allegedly, sorry. The next step is that they are sent in for prosecution. We'll get to the bottom of it and know if somebody did something somewhere that was wrong, the law should take its course for all Ghanaians.
Well, somebody definitely has done something that was
that's
wrong.
What I'm saying, so that because I can't sit here and pass judgment
on whoever it is.
On somebody. They also have a right to defend themselves. Yeah. So they should take them to court, let them defend themselves, and let's get to wherever the excavators are, because they don't disappear onto the ground. They are not machines that would disappear Gabriella. Like that.
You know, I sent a document to your phone because I want to make reference to it.
Okay.
In June 2017, the University of Ghana Business School produced a policy brief on Galamsey. And the title of the policy brief was The Galamsey Menace in Ghana, a political problem requiring political solutions. Now, I just want to read a paragraph for you.
A political problem requiring political solutions.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it said, until quite recently, most analysts and policymakers have interpreted Ghana's Galamsey menace as a technical and economical problem, not political, driven by the cumbersome and time-consuming processes involved in acquiring the necessary licenses for engaging in ASM, artisanal small-scale mining, on legal basis, widespread poverty and youth unemployment in rural areas, and perceived social injustices resulting from the displacement of indigenous communities by large-scale expatriate mining companies. Consequently, efforts in curbing the Galamsey menace have focused largely on the provision of technocratic solutions such as simplifying and decentralizing the ASM licensing regime, the provision of alternative livelihood opportunities for displaced communities and small-scale miners, the demarcation of land plots reserved for ASM operators, and some occasional military crackdowns, where armed security forces raid the sites of miners to arrest them and confiscate their assets. All these approaches have failed, as evidenced in the growth of illegal mining activities and its adverse implications. Our research highlights the inherently political nature of Galamsey menace in Ghana, and suggests that any anti-Galamsey crusade that fails to tackle the political drivers of the problem is unlikely to succeed. All the things that were listed there, those were the same actions we've been taking. You send military people to crack down. You come up with all kinds of legislation to support artisanal mining. But until you deal with the political issue of Galamsey, what are the drivers?
How do we deal with the political issues here?
First of all, this the actors, the people who are involved in this action, who are they? I don't know, politicians. Now you've managed to identify them, found that in fact they are responsible for evacuating and selling seized excavators.
Well, it's still an allegation at this point.
Well, the illegal miners who had their excavators seized have come out to say that they know where their excavator, because most of them have tracing gadgets on their excavator, so they can track where their equipment are. And they've come out to say that those excavators have been sold. They are back on the field. They were sold, and they were sold at such abysmal prices. A brand new excavator costs not less than between $100,000 and $500,000, depends on the tonnage capacity. Translate it into cedis. Minimum, one excavator, 500,000 Ghana cedis. And then you go and sell an asset that the state has seized for 10% of that value at 55,000 cedis. Worst of all, you give these excavators to party foot soldiers who are supposed to go back into the field to engage in Galamsey, bring the proceeds to fund your political party. There's a video on social media today circulating with Honorable Frimpong engaging in a banter with some people who recorded him in the conversation, where he clearly confirms and confesses that there's actually a framework that the LPP is using in Galamsey and benefiting from the proceeds of Galamsey between the General Secretary and the Ashanti Regional Chairman.
Until we see that, we can't use that to make any judgment here.
There's another article also on Ghana Web this morning, where the same Professor Frimpong actually states that he was introduced to this gentleman, the Central Regional Vice Chair, former. Yes, by Charles Bisu. If you recall, in 2019, the NDC had a press conference after the announced expose came up with Charles Bisu clearly taking monies. There was a press conference that the NDC actually recommended to the government that they should review this whole interministerial committee because it was not helping the fight against Galamsey. They did not listen. Fast forward a year later, today is their own persons who are now in the middle of a scheming regime. This is worse than even organized crime.
All right. Okay. The final topic we want to discuss this morning is on the new voters register. We don't have much time, so we'll just do a couple of minutes each. Just quickly, let me just quickly read for us the story here. I'll read just a couple of lines. Hundreds demo in Accra, excuse me, over new voters register. The inter-party resistance against new voters register yesterday climaxed a series of protests against the impending exercise in Accra, attracting hundreds of participants. The over 4-hour demonstration dubbed Wopene Demo, a gun phrase meaning we will not agree. So IPRAN conveners present petitions to the presidency at the Jubilee House and the EC. All right. So, are you, Amma, what do you make of the demonstration?
I am tired of talking about NDC and their demonstrations. That's it. I'm just tired.
Why?
Because,
there are more coming.
It's your legal right. I wish I could join just to lose weight.
But why are you tired? I don't understand.
It's a health work for them. We are all advised to take our health serious. So it's actually a health work.
But the Constitution allows for.
No, I didn't say anything about a Constitution.
I'm asking why you're tired.
It's their legal right.
When you say the hundreds of thousands of people who came, that is not a health work.
You should be asking Gabriella. My issue now is that NPP, we are having our political, our primaries. I want to tell people that have issues that there are structures.
We're talking about the demonstration.
Let Gabriella talk about the.
You're not interested in demonstration.
We've gone through the cycle. The EC has said that they've given their reasons why they think they are going to bring out a new voters register. NPP have said that from time immemorial, we are for a new register. We've had issues where we've gone to court. We've explained why we think we need a new register. We've given our version. If for them they think moving around through Ghana just to do a keep fit is what will help them energize their political base, that's free.
She says
that's
it's a
fair.
health work.
They should concentrate on doing that, and they should help Ghana in finding government official one
NDC,
who was the top one in their administration. That's also very important.
It's not a conversation for today. Thank you.
I'll respond to her later. Don't worry.
So she says it's a health walk, and that you guys are keeping fit, preparing yourself for future prospects.
Who goes on a health walk holding placards of protest?
I don't know.
Who goes on a health walk with a whole state machinery like the Ghana police, come out with fully armed equipment on standby just in case the crowd misbehaves, which they didn't. It was a very peaceful demonstration. As a matter of fact, I think it's one of the best demonstrations that
this city through some barricades.
You see, let me tell you what happened. They said the original plan was that we were going to walk from Kalkudi to 37. Then we come to Flagstaff, present a petition to Flagstaff, and continue to EC. When we got to 37, the police had mounted a barricade blocking the 37 end. And they directed that we should walk through Lands Commission, Cantonment Post Office, DVLA, Kwaku, that road. By the time we got to Kwaku, they had mounted another barricade there. And they had put another barricade on the side road that goes to Fiesta Residences. Now, if you had seen the numbers yesterday, it wasn't anything less than 200, 300,000 people. And even that probably is an underestimation of the numbers.
Do you think your
those
demos have been successful?
You let me deal with the barricade so she doesn't confuse it with vigilantism. Vigilantism is those who went to chase judges out of...
We only have 20 seconds to go.
So, at the first barricade of Kwaku, that's a school. Then you have this teeming number of people that you've locked up in this space. And we said that we have to present a petition to the flag staff and go to EC. So what will be the case? We have to go through and move. But the numbers were just piling up. And Chairman Azoka told them that they have to open and let us pass through because the numbers are swelling up and you may not be able to control the crowd. And then that's what happened. So it wasn't any vigilantism, anything.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much to Gabriella Tetteh, who is a spokesperson with the NDC communication team, and also to Amma Frimpong, who is a government communications team member. Let me just quickly read the last message that you sent through here. President Kufuor is more interested in investigating dealings of Airbus than investigating the missing 700 motorbikes, 400 missing Aboboya, and 500 missing excavators, which were stolen under his watch by his own appointees. He's, in fact, a very interesting president. Thank you very much for watching this segment of the show. Thank you to my guests who have been amazing today.
Hi there. I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share with all of your friends. This is Breakfast Daily on Citi TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on Citi TV.